What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Crossplay, your video game podcast here at the Whatnauts. It is Saturday, July 17th, 2021. This is episode 81. Coming up on today's show, Valve is competing against Nintendo with a handheld. Nickelodeon is competing against Smash Bros. With a brawler. And Kyle is out getting some food. But we will get to all of that in a bit. My name is Gino Viteri, and I am joined by Ignacio Rojas. What's up, Ignacio? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing all good.
Awesome. I like your nice little red jacket there.
Thank you.
It's very nice, very nice. And Alan Busby. What's up,
hi.
Alan? How you doing?
Oh,
How
hi.
you doing?
Hi. It's another Saturday.
Let's show off your tattoo there. I feel like I've never seen it, Alan. I feel like I've never really seen your tattoo.
Do it just right.
So sorry for audio listeners, of course. But
No. Ignacio will get this. Audio listeners for the video, just
So what is this? What is this tattoo? It looks like
this.
What is
this? Yeah, it's hard to kind of get it.
Uh-huh.
I'd have to be upside down, but it is the logo symbol for Monster Hunter World's Iceborne expansion.
Why would I get it? Why would I get it?
That is so cool.
Instead of being that blue, though, the artist did it's hard to see. He did black.
Yeah, it's very nicely
and
detailed.
then the kind of teal color. Then he kind of bled it in the center, so it looks white, but it actually has some of that kind of teal blue in there.
Wow, that's really cool. That's really
yeah.
cool. I've been thinking about getting a Final Fantasy related tattoo.
That's
obviously, as you guys know,
a chocobo.
That would make or a chocobo. But they have so every class has their own little symbols.
Yep.
And I figured I could eventually get just a line across of all these little symbols. That I think it would be cool, just like that.
All the symbols, and then just a line through them.
All the little class symbols just across my arm. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like white mage, black mage, all that.
Yeah,
on my arm.
almost like the classic Final Fantasy where they have the Pixar of the class.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yep, and just have that going up your arm.
Yeah, I think that would be a really cool tattoo. I would like that.
That would be pretty sick. I mean, you're a big FF fan.
Exactly, and I want to just start with a main class that I play as, just have a little symbol right here on my wrist, and that's it. And then eventually, if I do if I do grow, or if I just feel comfortable with having a full arm tattoo,
then
full
I
guess
sleeve.
I would start doing that stuff.
Then you could get a more detailed portrait artwork of all the classes going from your shoulder all the way down to your wrist of the full sleeve of all the classes kind of melding together.
Some people get tattoos from the characters in the game.
Yeah.
Which I think is cool too. People have freaking crazy shoulder over the shoulder and back freaking tattoos. It's freaking wild. But Ignacio, I think you have 4 tattoos, right? You said you have 4 tattoos, one on your ass and
Sure.
No?
Sure, you can guess.
Well, two are on his ass though. So I don't know where the other 2 are.
No, I don't have any.
What I need butt cheek.
I personally do not get that feeling of, I love this so much that I want it on my skin. I do not get it at all. Wanting to just something on your skin that's permanent. It's not for me.
It's a very it's an intense thing to dedicate yourself to, because it is gonna be on your skin forever. You know?
Well, I mean, technically, there's the removal, but I hear that hurts really bad, really bad.
But I've seen my friends of mine that are let's go get a tattoo, and they're not even thinking about it, and then they get there and they're oh shit, this is for real. They get scared and then they back out. So it's I've been just thinking about it for a long time now.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see.
I have a handful of tattoos. Mine are technically all game related, but they're all serious that I have deep memories related to either people or just a particular person. So all of mine are one game related, but they're also connected to someone else that I know.
How many do you have?
I have a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I've got
it's
it's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh my god, dude! Tat it up. What the heck?
I think I have 11. I think I have 11.
Wow, that's wild, dude.
Yeah. Well, you can only see 2. So I have the one on my arm, and then I have for visual people, you can't see it, but then I have.
Oh, I think I recognize that. What? I recognize that. I recognize it. Oh no! What is that? It's where's it from? Where's it from, Adam?
It is the stand arrow from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I don't recognize that. That's a really cool one, though. You get them all from the same guy, from the same person.
all from the same artist. And let me tell you, the worst part of getting a tattoo is not actually the needle gun itself, because they're inking you. It's all the excess ink in the blood. Our tattoo artist is like very, very picky about details, so he constantly like does a little bit, make sure it's good, checks everything and everything else. But because of all the excess, he has to do like the wipe. And sometimes they'll douse alcohol on the wound and kind of wipe it to kind of get stuff to disinfect it. But in little details, they'll just take a wipe and they'll just wipe it. And that's not bad, but as your skin gets more tender and raw, those wipes hurt more than the actual like needle itself. Like imagine you're getting a tattoo and you're like an hour and a half in and your body's tense, it's getting sore and you're not able to really move. And just you do like a little bit of D-tip with like a little bit of the needle gun just brushing your skin, and then it's just like a hard like.
Oof. Oh, because they press that hard.
And right on your skin. It just hurts.
That's tough. That's tough.
Tough. The worst.
Yeah, the tattoos are just little lines, so I don't know if that'll be intense.
No, it's probably pretty easy.
Yours are freaking wild, dude. Anyway, Kyle is gone as well because right before we went live, he's like, guys, I'm really hungry.
Yeah.
And I need to eat. So I'm going to have to let you guys man the fort for now.
Yeah. Hopefully he can come back before we
well, do you remember where he said he was going? I wasn't listening when he said what he was getting.
I think he said something about Arby's.
Yeah, he's probably want those Arby's nuggets.
Are there Arby's near him?
I don't know. There should be.
Yeah, I think he said the closest Arby's to him was about 4 hours.
Yeah.
So he wanted to see if he called them already. He said if he could meet somebody halfway.
Yeah.
And that was like an hour before we started recording. So maybe he will make it back.
Yeah, hopefully he can make it back.
Yeah.
I hope. I hope he still drives safe, and maybe he'll probably finish all that food before he gets back, or maybe he'll just eat and then jump on. But we'll be done by then.
Yeah, and guys, if he doesn't make it back in time, we always have next week.
Yeah, he'll be here next week for sure if he doesn't.
For sure.
And maybe he could tell us about the Arby's then, because it seems like quite a journey for him to just try some nuggets.
They're really good. They're worth it.
Without sauce. He said as well. He said I don't know the last week you weren't here, Ignacio, but Kyle also said that he doesn't like sauce on his nuggets.
Oh yeah,
he said
Did we talk about it yesterday, Alan?
Yeah, just a little bit. Melissa
Kyle wasn't there.
Melissa agreed with me that you don't really need sauce on a nugget.
Yeah,
I mean, you do not need it, but you should.
Like Alan was saying that he doesn't really mind not having sauce on his nuggets, and Kyle was like, "Yeah, because it's not intended to be with sauce." That's what he was saying. Like he's like, "Yeah, sauces are not required for nuggets," which is a little bit like of an unpopular opinion, but I don't know. I mean, to each his own, right? So
yeah.
So hopefully he gets here back in time. Maybe at the end of the episode for tonight.
There's no wrong way to eat a nugget. That's all I'm saying.
There isn't. But Kyle says that the wrong way is with sauce.
Well,
I don't know why he was very adamant.
Well, the wrong way is the wrong way to eat a nugget is not eating a nugget. So.
Okay. Sure. That's true. Sure. That's true. That's actually true.
Yeah.
Nugget have not. Actually, guys, just so you know as well, just to compare myself with Kyle, I'm starving right now.
Wow.
But I am very dedicated to doing this week in, week out. And Kyle apparently just doesn't have that drive, so.
Well, bless you, Gino.
If he's hungry, he's going for it,
Yeah.
So,
he'd rather have Arby's than be here with us.
Yeah. First time in 6 years that he calls out for being hungry. So usually, there you go. Why don't we get my friends into what we've been playing? Let's see here. I know we have a jingle. I just want to see real quick. I just want to see real quick what I have here. Okay. Kyle left Crossplay, just by the way. You guys know that's what he wrote that. I don't. Did he write that in there before he?
No, I wrote that.
Yeah, he did. He did write it in there. Okay, let's go. take us into what we've been playing. Okay, so I think I want to go first. Let me go first because it's not too much.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear about what new games you've been playing this week.
Yeah, all these new games.
Yeah.
Here's games. So I don't obviously play Final Fantasy 14 every single.
Whoa, wait. What were you gonna say?
Yeah.
I don't bring.
No, wait, hold on. Let me tell you what I'm saying. I don't bring Final Fantasy to what we've been playing unless there's something new that I've experienced in it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, you bought a house, right?
Well, that was a while ago. Yeah, that was a while ago. I think that's the last time I brought it in. But so obviously play every single day. But this past week, what I've experienced is the world of role playing in this game.
Oh boy!
And I did not know how crazy it is in here for that kind of stuff. So, as you guys know, one of my friends, Bad Gal Nikki, she got into the game and she's my very good friend. And I said, "All right, you're gonna marry me in this game, okay?" Because we get good perks if we marry. We get good perks if we marry each other and stuff like that. So I was like, "All right, you're gonna marry me." So the other night, we were just running. Me and some people in our guild were just running a dungeon, and then someone asked, "Oh, what's everyone doing tonight?" And someone responded in the guild, they're like, "I'm at a strip club," and they were like, and I was like, "Whoa, okay, what do you mean you're at a strip club and haven't invited us? What's going on here?" So he's like, "Yeah, the strip club's over here on this road, whatever." And we're like, "All right, once we get out of here, let's go to the strip club." So we go to the strip club, right? And it's a player housing district. So you go to the house where they say the strip club is. And then as soon as you walk into the house, someone greets you. They're like, "Welcome. Let me know if you would like anything. The club is downstairs." So we walk downstairs, right? And we're seeing freaking cat girls fully naked, dancing on freaking poles.
Wow.
And just people dancing on the dance floor. And a bar right there. So we're like just walking around like, "Oh my God, this is freaking crazy, dude. What's going on here?" Like people are actually like flirting with each other. Like you're seeing it in the chat. People are like the way they role play is they put their little chat in quotations.
Yep.
So they're like, for example, like this person, "Oh, you look lovely tonight," he says in a sultry voice. Like they like say stuff like that.
It's that thing where you do like the asterisks, and it's like like the asterisk like gets up and gets closer or whatever.
Exactly. That's what it is. So then we freaking, I'm like, we're just talking to each other, and we're like, "Oh my God, like I'm afraid if somebody approaches us." And then one of the waitresses approached us, and she's like, "What's up, cuties? Is there anything I can get for you?" And then I just immediately answered like, "I'm okay, sorry." Like, "I'm okay, thank you." Like, "No thanks." So I went to the bar.
You're a married man.
Exactly. I'm engaged. I'm engaged. I don't want to dance or anything. You know?
Makes sense.
So I went to the bar. The bartender approaches us and he's like, "What can I get you, ladies?" Because I'm a cat girl in the game. So, he's like, She's like, "What can I get you, ladies?"
The best class.
Exactly. And then I was like, I guess we can have the drink of the day or something. Like I just like said, "Let me get the drink of the day," and then they're like, "All right, coming right up." And then like 2 minutes passes, and then she requests like a trade with me, and she gives me a pineapple juice. I'm like, "All right, cool."
The drink of the day.
I drink the pineapple juice, and then that was like my first experience with like a strip club in Final Fantasy. And then the day after, I went with Nikki. This was without her. So I was like, "All right, we gotta go somewhere else. Let's go to a nightclub or something, not a strip club." And we get to the nightclub, and someone starts dancing on her, and I'm like, "Dude, what the hell, man? That's my freaking fiance. Like, get away from." Like I'm saying that to myself, and then she starts flirting with him, and I'm like, "Oh, what's going on here, dude? No loyalty." Wow. And then she offers to buy him a drink, right? And he's like, "I'm actually the bartender." And he's like, "I'll make you a drink." And then I just told him like, "Hey, that's my fiance, but we don't mind a third, you know."
Wow.
And then and it was just a wild, weird experience of like, I didn't know it was that deep.
Could you fight people there?
Fight people?
Yeah.
Can you?
PvP. I mean, you can't fight people in that house.
But in there,
no, like you just start fighting them, like just a challenge to a duel.
I'm just picturing the internal reaction of you're like, they're kind of talking a little bit, and you see Nikki flirt, and you're just kind of sitting there. You're just like, what the hell? Like on the inside, it's that sad piano riff of just you being all alone. Like, wow, the betrayal. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was such an interesting experience. It's
you're sitting there. The next time I go to the strip club, I get the freebie.
Exactly. The next one we went to, I took off all my clothes and started dancing on the stage. I was like,
there you go.
So if it's gonna be like this, then I just, you know what I mean?
Well, that escalated. Well, dancing naked, that escalated quickly.
Yeah.
After 7 years, that's the first time I went to a strip club in Final Fantasy.
Wow.
7 years. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty wild, huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I've been playing. Ignacio, you have here Gino's favorite game of all time and Metal Gear Solid. Yeah. I'm interested to hear what you think my favorite game of all time is after what I just spoke.
it isn't Final Fantasy 14.
Oh,
Trust me.
Wow. So it's a false statement.
Plague Tale.
Yeah.
Okay.
I started Plague Tale.
Wow.
I played up. I think it was maybe like 45 minutes. It was right until where you first can upgrade yours.
Okay.
Wow, okay. I'm farther than you. I'm like 2.5 hours in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to talk about it.
Nope.
Not yet, you said not yet.
Yeah, not yet. It's coming.
So what do you think so far, Ignacio?
So far, the game hasn't grabbed me yet. I haven't been in the mood to actually play more because it is a specific type of game where you have to sneak around, but you also have your brother you have to take care of, and
it is the kind of game that you need to be in the mood for. You
have to be in the right mood for it. I gotta say that it, at least when I got to the upgrade part, which I wasn't expecting at all, it at least got me more intrigued because I got the ability to kill people with the slingshot. Because
you can.
So that is not the first upgrade you get. That's not what the upgrade for the slingshot is.
Oh, it is.
No, you can.
I think you're knocking them out, Ignacio. You're knocking them out.
I'm pretty sure before you upgrade, she kills the guard when you knock his armor off. She kills him with the slingshot. That first upgrade just makes your sling like faster or something.
No, it isn't that. But it isn't faster. I'll take maybe knocking them out.
Her first kill is a scene, so she doesn't kill before that.
Okay.
Is that what you're doing? Like her first actual kill is a scene, like similar to when remember Lara Croft when she first killed someone? She had, like, that whole
well, there's reaction? There's
same thing happens here.
But there's that part at the beginning. There's that part at the beginning where there's the guard in the armor when they're trying to escape the town, and you have to throw the slingshot to knock his armor off. And then she keeps telling him, "No, please don't do this." And then you throw it. She winds up and she throws it at his head, and then he flops down. And she goes, "Oh my God, I didn't want to do this. I can't believe I did that." Like, I assume that was killing him.
Perfect acting. Huh?
Yeah, I know. That's exactly how the scene went, actually, too.
Yeah.
So you haven't gotten there yet, Ignacio?
I guess I stopped where I just upgraded the slingshot.
Okay.
That's where I stopped.
All right. And so far, tell you right now, you're just knocking people out. You're not killing them.
Not even. Okay. Not even. So my problem was that I got to the part where you're in the new town, sneaking around. Of course, as always, that's all you do in this game, sneak around. And so I tried at one point to actually, hey, what happens if I actually hit someone with a rock with my slingshot? And it turns out that nothing happened, so that got me disappointed. But at least knowing that you at least can get the upgrade to actually do something with it got me at least a little bit more intrigued on it. But yeah, so far, I only played it that once. And I don't know if I'll gotta keep playing it because I have other things to play, like Metal Gear Solid. So for that one, if you do not watch Kinda Funny or their content, they actually started playing Metal Gear Solid. So Snowbike Mike and Barrett had never actually played a Metal Gear game. And so seeing them actually play the game got me the mood of replaying the first one. And actually, I'm not committed to it, but I want to try to play through all of the games again. Because the Metal Gear games are so good there. It surprises me how, even for a game that came out in 1998 for the PS1, the things that game does with the story, with the attention to detail, or of if I do this, then people are gonna react. How if I'm in snow and I just walk around, the guards will actually see the footprints and follow them to you. And so it's little details like that. And again, the story is so good.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to keep playing it. I want to play more of that. So that's what keeping me occupied right now for games. I was going to play Skyward Sword. Actually, I got it for the Switch. But I think I'm going to wait a little bit because I do not have my dog with me right now. So I actually want to at least try it first docked. Because I want to try out the motion controls.
Oh, you said docked. When you first said it, I thought you said, I don't have my dog with me. And my brain was like, why does Ignacio need his dog?
No,
I have my dog with me, and he loves to watch me play.
That was my thought process. Like, why?
No, I want to try it out docked first, because apparently it is.
Oh, yeah, I got 2 fur requests on my Switch over here. I need a system update.
Wow.
That's how long I haven't turned it on.
Yeah. At least it turns on. No.
So wait, where's your dock? Where's your dock at?
Alan, I'm in a whole other city.
Yeah, don't you see?
Why do you
a
think
different background?
It's different?
I don't know.
Just in a different spot in your room. You're with your parents now, right?
Yeah. For my winter vacations right now. For the
Dude,
what a fool not bringing his dock with him. What a classic mistake.
I never use it.
Oh, here it is. System update. Okay.
I never use my dock. But
yeah, I always use it.
I actually started out. I was gonna start it. I actually played it, started it, watched the initial cutscene.
Well,
and then I just realized that I would rather try it out first docked, because I want to try out the motion controls, and apparently the game is 1080p 60 frames when it's docked. So I want to try it out at least first docked. So I'm gonna wait a little bit until I can actually do that.
Okay, cool.
That's actually a great transition, because
you played it.
I mean, so little stipulation. I haven't actually played the Switch Skyward Sword myself. I played the original, but Amy played it yesterday and today quite a bit before the podcast. Okay. And I tried it a little bit. So Amy's been playing it in dock mode, and I'm not going to mention the story because it's an old game. I just want to mention the control differences. People were excited for this game because you could finally not play with motion controls because you could use the analog stick. But there's a slight issue with that, and Amy didn't like it, and I thought it was okay. It didn't bother me, but I'm not playing the game. If you play in dock mode with a controller, right? Because your right analog stick actually is your sword combat. So even if your sword is sheathed and you're not using it, that doesn't control your camera at all. The only way for you to look around is you have to hold the left bumper the entire time, and while holding the left bumper, then you can move the analog stick, because then it lets you control the camera. But if you don't hold that left bumper, you can't pan the camera unless you hold that button. And Amy didn't like that mechanic, and she couldn't find if people liked it or hated it. She got so frustrated by it that she actually switched to docked version, but with the Joy-Cons in her hand, kind of like how you're supposed to play it on the Wii. And she likes that more. Now you can free control the camera, because now your sword combat is the motion control is swiping left and right and stuff. But it's not quite as responsive or as accurate as it was with the Wii Motion Plus, whatever the Wii had. So Amy told me, and I haven't tried this yet myself with playing it consistently, but Amy said that whenever you go into free aim or anything else, the reticle for aiming desyncs very easily, where you have to constantly keep resetting it.
Yeah, because it doesn't have what the Wiimote had.
Yeah,
the Wiimote had a camera in front of it. The Switch Joy-Cons do not have that. It's just gyroscopes. So
yeah, that's really all I had on Skyward Sword. I mean, the game still looks incredible. I mean, it's still not even my top 3 favorite Zelda games, but it's a good game.
I didn't know you were a Zelda guy.
I'm really not. I mean, my favorite one is Twilight Princess, but I played Skyward Sword back on the Wii and I beat it, and it's fine. It's got a good story, but Skyward Sword is just kind of it's a Zelda game you should play, but it's not going to be one that you're going to love. But I just wanted to mention those control differences because it's definitely kind of weird. Because if you guys, if Ignacio, when you play it more on dock mode, or Gino, if you ever end up playing it, you guys will have to let me know if you use a controller, if that holding left bumper and moving the analog stick bothers you or not. Because I'm really curious if other people don't like it or not. It doesn't bother me, but it bothers Amy. So, and that was
Skyward Sword.
That was Skyward Sword. But that's not the game I've been playing. I started Wednesday on stream Guilty Gear Strive. Finally. And I'm not normally a fighting guy where I'm not these arcade shooters, but you know what? I'm digging Guilty Gear. I tried a couple of characters. I started out as literally the filthiest of casuals where I'm just bad at it. But I've been working my way through arcade a couple of times. The main boss of arcade is a guy named Nago, really awesome character. I've beaten him on like normal with like an assist character that can help me. I've gotten better in just these few days that I beat Nago today on hard mode.
Nice.
And I've been working my way through like the mission dojo that kind of does tutorials to teach you how to play the game. Strive does a great way of introducing mechanics in the dojo to have you like, because it's not, oh, here's a command and try it and do it. It actually makes you try it 5 times. So if you do it 3 times of the 5, you pass, but it allows you to, so like, it's not just, oh, hey, do it. All right, you're done, move on. It's no, do it and get more consistent at it. So the game does a great job of that repetition of getting you better through practice. And there's just something about Guilty Gear's like art and design. The game and the characters look fucking incredible.
That's what I like about it. I'm really not interested in fighting games at all, but I love the way that game looks.
It looks
that
beautiful.
Game is so good. Yeah,
like
I tweeted the other day. I love the art style of Guilty Gear Strive so much, but I don't like fighting games. I'd rather fight in real life. You know? That's what.
But I'm loving it. I'm playing it a lot. I'm trying to get better. I have 2 friends that want the crossplay to be accepted because they want to fight me online. So the last thing I'll mention is I'm terrified of playing online because I'm not great at fighting games, so I'm worried of getting my ass kicked.
Oh, those people can absolutely wipe the floor with you, dude.
Apparently online in the tower rank, there's floors. I think the first floor is floor 1, and then I think it goes up to like 10 or however high it goes. One of my friends is on floor 3/4. My other friend is on floor 6/7. I practiced quite a bit that day on stream and played quite a bit and got better. That I fought in the ranked thing to kind of figure out where the game was going to place me based on my initial skill level. And it placed me in floor 6.
Oh.
Initially.
Oh. Okay.
So apparently I'm decent enough initially that I'm pretty high up. But like I've been practicing a lot before I go online to kind of get a good feel for it. The cool thing about Guilty Gear is that when you finish a battle, it has like a graph telling you how you play. So it's got like offensive, how offensive were you? It has technique.
Oh, that's actually really
cool. How much of your techniques did you chain together or apply to battle? How defensive were you? And there's another one called Heart, which I don't understand what it was. I had it explained to me. Heart is how reckless you are.
Hold on, let me explain.
Yeah, go for it.
Let me see if I get. Heart is you know how when you're playing on PS5, right?
Yeah.
It wants to hear on the microphone how dedicated you are to winning. So it's like, please, let me win, please. That's the heart.
It's trying to hear you.
From yeah, exactly.
Well, you're pretty close, Gino. But the one thing you left out is that heart calculates how reckless of a player you are. So like so pretty much you can't really. You're never fully defensive and heart. It's really one or the other, or they're kind of even. So like when my graph comes up, it has like numbers. I'm like 70 to 90% heart, and then I'm like 10 to 20% defensive. So I don't play defensive or block or anything else. I'm like all of, I don't button mash though. I'm getting better at chaining combos together, but I'm not like, oh, if I find an opening, I can just wombo combo you. Like I can maybe get like 4 to 5 solid hits in you before I lose my combo because I'm not good at those games. Last thing I'll say about Guilty Gear, I'm enjoying it so much and I want to get better. I looked up fight sticks for the PlayStation.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
To get better at this. So I think I'm into Guilty Gear Strive, boys.
Nice.
And that's all I've been playing.
That game looks freaking. It's so beautiful. Like
it looks
so beautiful.
It is from the same people that made Fighters, Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Guilty Gear. Amazing game. Cool. Come on, Gino, play it with me. You got PlayStation. I know you do.
Absolutely. I will not play it. And my friends, that is what we have been playing. Let's get into a little bit of housekeeping.
We put a lot of hard work into the shows that we make, and yes, we make multiple different shows here at the Whatnauts, and we'd love it if you would check them all out. You can find out more information on our website at thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. When you type in the Whatnauts, all of our shows will pop up right there. Just don't forget to give us a nice rating and review if you like the shows. If you want to support what we do here at The Whatnauts, patreon.com/The Whatnauts is the best place to do that. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. You can get all kinds of exclusive content at the $3 tier. You can also get a shout out and thank you on all of our shows at the $5 tier. You can support us on Twitch by subscribing to our channel at twitch.tv/The Whatnauts, and we would love to have you all join us for our live streams and talk with us in the chat. And lastly, we have merch. If you want to grab yourself a shirt or a sweatshirt or a mug or something else, go to thewhatnauts.com/store to pick up some merch today.
And we are back. Thank you, Kyle, for talking about everything that you spoke about there. Very nice little video. We're still using Kyle's video, right?
He does such a good job.
Yeah, he did such a great job. I want to give a shout out to our Patreon supporters at the $5 tier and above. Sam, thank you so much for helping us out over here at the Whatnauts, Crossplay, Captain's Log, Reactor Core, the review show, all them incredible shows. And Captain's Log, you guys just did one, Alan, Ignacio, and Melissa, correct?
Yep.
And Kyle, I think he was in the bathroom for that one or something, right?
Yeah, he did say he had to go to the bathroom before we recorded. Yeah. He said he'd be back, but he never showed back up, so he must be pretty sick.
Okay. Yeah, something's going on with him. Anyway, so that's what we have been doing. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for our support. Let's get into the news. Did it cut out for you?
Yeah.
Did it cut out for you, Ignacio?
No, it doesn't.
Always cuts out for me. I don't get it.
That's because your internet's bad.
No,
it's so weird. Whatever. It's fine. Number 1. Valve has revealed the Steam Deck.
Oh.
Valve shocked the gaming community this past week with the announcement of the Steam Deck. On the same day, Elgato announced a new Stream Deck with interchangeable faceplates. The Steam Deck is Valve's version of a Nintendo Switch Pro, which doesn't exist. A portable device capable of playing nearly the entire Steam library. Valve has emphasized that at its core, the Steam Deck is a PC, so it can be treated as such as downloading games from other launchers and stuff like that. It comes in 3 models, all with different storage space. The first one is 64 gigabytes, costing $399. The middle tier is 256 gigabytes with an SSD, costing $529. And the ultimate tier is 512 gigabytes with an SSD, costing $649.
Wow.
Of course, there's a bunch of other specs that I'm not really technical, so I won't really go into it. But they have mentioned something around like it has sort of like the same power as like the PS5 and the Series X.
No, not even close. No,
not even close. No,
it is. From what I've heard, its power is closer to 2 teraflops, which is higher than the regular the PS4 and the Xbox One. I don't remember exactly how much the X had, but that is less, if I'm not mistaken, than the PS5 and the Series X. But of course, it is more powerful than the Switch. And one thing that is worth noting is that the handheld itself is targeting more of a 720p range of visuals, because that's around what the actual screen in the device is. So for 720p, it is actually, from what I've heard, it is very good. Since it's not so high, it doesn't have to put that much power into graphics. And other than that, it has an SSD. From what if you read at the specs, the lowest tier model has a different kind of SSD than the two higher ones. They are
I
still.
Thought it didn't have one. It's still an SSD.
No, it is still an SSD. It's just not. The two higher ones have an NVMe type of SSD, which is faster, but the lower one still an SSD. But still, it is. You have to remember that these are going to be PC games. They are not going to be handheld games. They are not optimized for handhelds, and because of that, the storage that each game needs is gonna be, of course, high. So good luck with the lower tier one.
There is a micro SD card that you could add to it.
But that's not an SSD either. So
yeah. So it's better. The lower tier one, I don't feel like it's worth getting if you want to get this and use it to its fullest extent. But what else? What they're saying is it's capable of running your Steam library. There is certain games that they've already said cannot run yet on it, such as Destiny 2, PUBG, some of the bigger competitive games, but that's because of their anti-cheat software that they have on those games that they can't sort of incorporate into this yet. So those games are not able to be ran yet on there. Did you guys pre-order this?
Oh no. Well, first of all, it's not coming out here, but no. I mean, I would love to have one, but not now at that price.
What about you, Alan? Are you interested in this?
I'm not interested in this. I actually, for video people, I actually have the Steam Deck page up right now for visual people to kind of see it. It's the Steam Deck visual where it's going to kind of show you and everything else. And
okay, cool.
I'm not going to lie to you, Gino. I really hate these button placements on the front.
Yeah.
Like the D-pad and the face buttons. That just looks like my hands are gonna just cry every day.
It looks really uncomfortable.
It really does. Like that looks awful.
It
like what I've heard.
Oh God, I hate what that looks like.
It feels better than it looks. Is from what I heard. From what I heard.
I mean, I do like that it has those kind of like triggers on the back. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool because like PlayStation doesn't have that unless you buy like that adapter thing. So that's kind of cool, but. God, why it looks? I mean, I saw a meme earlier today where it was like, what about that handheld? Oh, the Vita, yeah, the Vita's dead. Oh, well, now it's my turn. Good luck, Vita 2.
So I pre-ordered this, guys, for one reason.
I saw that.
Do we know why?
No.
Another way to play Final Fantasy 14.
Final Fantasy 14 on the go, mobile, dude. That's freaking I
bet you still need an internet connection.
So does this mean
I still need an internet connection, but I can run it natively on there is what I'm saying if I have the internet.
Does this mean you're going to be playing FF14 at work like while you're driving around?
That would be cool if it is like LTE or whatever like that, or I connect it to my iPhone and have that internet connection.
If it could work.
Oh my God, the possibilities, dude. Because like the thing is like I could do mobile with remote play, but then it's not like really mobile, it's like I still need to be in the area. But here, like I can if I travel to home, Miami or something, I just take my freaking Steam Deck,
Also, it is still like a PC, so I guess that you could do actually something to give it wireless internet.
I keep seeing the image, right? Because I'm looking at it, and because I'm going back to the buttons again. On the right side of it, below the analog stick, next to the YBAX, right? What is that little trackpad looking button? Why isn't
it's like a little mouse?
Why it is a trackpad.
No,
it's a trackpad.
The face button should just be there.
Yeah, what? That's true.
Yeah.
No, that would the face buttons.
You think
above the joystick,
analog
the face
should
button?
be
or
above
all right, fine. Move the joystick down. I keep seeing this image loop of the face buttons, and it just it just makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah. To me, it reminds me of how whenever a new company enters or has to develop a new controller, they always have to go like, okay, so Sony has the analog sticks both at the same height but down, and then the buttons here, and Xbox has one analog up, one analog down, and then Nintendo came out with the Wii U and the Wii U tablet, and that time it was both analogs up. And so it's like always, they have to always change it. So it reminds me of that. So now Valve came out and said, okay, so now we have to put the analog at the same height of the buttons.
So like Gino, because you pre-ordered the 256 gigabyte one, right? $5 deposit. Like, because you want it. Do you, since I assume you're the only one of us going to be getting this, do you truly see this thing like just succeeding and just riding this high wave?
I see it maybe reinvigorating the handheld space. I think it's possible for it to do that. Because the thing about it is it's not a weak handheld. They can treat it as a, they have said you can treat it as a PC because you don't have to download from the Steam library. You can essentially download another software and
in theory you can download another OS. You can put Windows in it.
Windows and then you have Game Pass on there and stuff like that. So I think this will be more than just it's more than just a little handheld, I think. And obviously there should be eventually I feel like if it does become successful, they will have different iterations of it where they do change those buttons around.
Well, like, so my thing is, if this thing is that strong in this handheld, like, I mean, I don't know how big this thing actually, it looks obviously bigger than the Switch a little bit.
Yeah.
But like if this thing is this strong, this thing's got to get really hot pretty fast.
Yep.
Maybe. Oh yeah, definitely. Probably.
Maybe, yeah.
I guess we'll see. But I feel like that's like been through like a bunch of different kinds of tests for it to like not be like that.
No, I mean you think that on the Switch also gets hot.
Well, my last question is: do you think Steam announcing the Steam Deck? Do you think this has Nintendo worried at all? They're like, oh man, our OLED is gonna suffer now. They're like Nintendo doesn't care. Like they're just like, now people are still gonna buy our.
Well, it isn't.
People almost did. They did. They still a bunch of people still pre-ordered the OLED one already.
Yeah, but now they're gonna cancel it for this.
No, because it isn't the same market. The market of the Steam Deck is very narrow compared to the Switch one, because it is people that want a PC on the go, and there are not many people that actually want that and gonna pay the premium for that. Whereas Nintendo is more of a broad one, where it is targeted to families, it is targeted to gamers. I don't expect anyone, any kid out there actually having this Steam Deck as one of their presents for Santa.
Yeah.
Or asking their parents to actually give them this Steam Deck.
And shout out to the confusion of the Steam Deck and the Stream Deck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm still getting confused with that. But see, here's it. So the thing is, okay, I feel like it's coming out at the right time, because when you think about, you know, the way everything's going on right now in the world and in the industry and stuff like that, people want new things, you know. And I genuinely feel that if let's say we're in a world where PlayStation announced the PS5 and then they also announced the PS Vita.
Yeah.
The PS Vita didn't exist, but they announced the PS Vita. That thing would be so hype right now.
Oh yeah.
People would be so excited for that. But back then, nobody really wanted that. Nobody really cared. You had the 3DS. You know, when did the Vita come out?
2012.
I'm not sure.
2012.
Yeah, so we had there was a 3DS, and I think that was just
the 3DS was before that.
Yeah, that was just dominating. So I feel like it wasn't like the right time for it to really take off. But I feel like now with the Switch essentially being the main handheld. Yeah.
Gino, when do you think the Vita launched?
When do I think it launched?
What year do you think the Vita came out?
Technically, 3 launches. It had the
no.
launch.
The PlayStation Vita, the Vita itself, the original one.
When? Yeah. Where?
When?
Where?
I mean, they're really close. When did it come to us? Not
2013.
12.
You're close. 2012.
That's what I said before.
I want to see.
You know what you just said.
Yeah.
That's why I was confused. I was like,
it had three launches. It had the Japan launch. It had the one which was a special bundle that was like a week earlier.
Yeah.
And then the international launch. I remember because I got it. I pre-ordered the Vita.
It says it came out December 17, 2011 in Japan, then February 2012 for us.
The thing here is that as I said,
only 2.
As I said, I pre-ordered the Steam Deck obviously because I want to play Final Fantasy Mobile, right? I wanted the Vita for such a thing, to play remote play Final Fantasy. But man, people are charging like $500 for that, you know? So I'd rather pay $549.
You sure?
For the Steam Deck. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know how much they're
also,
charging.
you can use your phone. You can use your phone.
Yeah, I could. But now, see, I was going to get a Backbone, but now with this, I was like, you know what? Let me just wait for this. I'll just wait for this. And then I could hold off on playing Final Fantasy on my bed, which is literally right next to me right now.
But then if this bombs somehow, you're still going to have to buy the Backbone.
Yeah. But if it bombs, I'm going to have it still. So it's like I'm going to use it.
It is still, even if it bombs, it is still a good concept. And it bombing or not, the hardware, the software isn't dependent on it because you are just getting this Steam. Yeah. You're getting straight up Steam on it. So Valve could walk away from it. And nothing would change for you because you still get the same games. Because
you'll still always use it. Yeah, you'll still always be able to use it.
You can still always use it. I think that the Steam Deck is a very cool piece of hardware, and the more that I think about it, the more and more that I actually want one. I am a bit surprised that Valve didn't screw this one up like they screwed up the Steam machine. If you guys remember that one.
Yeah, I do.
How Valve at one point tried to make a home console, but what they did was actually go to many hardware manufacturers and actually gave them this is what a Steam box actually looks like, go and make it. And so different companies came up with their different things and it didn't get any support.
And that's why I think, they're really... they don't want that to happen again. So they are confident in this at the very least, for them to release it and have pre-orders and then for them to say it's going to ship in December. So this has been a thing.
Not all of them. From what I've read, some are going to come out on later for people that pre-ordered.
What the hell, dude?
Huh?
I was supposed to get it for Christmas.
Maybe you won't.
Maybe you won't.
What the fuck, dude? That's so stupid. All right, let's move on.
Oh, no good transition. I thought you were
what a segue.
I thought you were setting up the Christmas thing to go into the next story.
Nah, fuck that. Number 2.
Speaking of Christmas.
Netflix to offer video games as part of its service.
Oh, boy.
Service. As part of its service. This comes from Bloomberg. Lucas Shaw and Mark Gurman wrote up a little story here. It says, Netflix, marking its first big move beyond TV shows and films, is planning an expansion into video games and has hired a former Electronic Arts and Facebook executive to lead the effort. Mike Verdu will join Netflix as vice president of game development, reporting to Chief Operating Officer Greg Peters, the company said on Wednesday. Verdu was previously Facebook's vice president in charge of working with developers to bring games and other content to Oculus virtual reality headsets. The idea is to offer video games on Netflix's streaming platform within the next year, according to a person familiar with the situation. The games will appear alongside current fare as a new programming genre, similar to what Netflix did with documentaries or stand-up specials. The company doesn't currently plan to charge extra for the content, said the person who asked not to be identified because the deliberations are private. Ignacio!
Yep.
What do you think about Netflix having Netflix Kids, right? You have Netflix, you had the Netflix Kids, and then you go Netflix Game, and then it's like connect your Netflix controller and start playing whatever games they're gonna have on there. Is that exciting to you?
I don't know if excited. I do not know what it will actually look like. Will it be actually? There it could go one of two ways. It is you have actually real games. You have, of course, your result always have to be everywhere. So you'll play your Assassin's Creed, or will it be something like kind of like a different take on what Netflix already does, which is kind of like interactive shows. I remember that they actually had the Telltale's Minecraft game. They had it on Netflix. I don't know if it's still there, but if are they going to do that kind of thing, or are they actually committing to have games there? Are they making games, or is it just another Amazon Luna or Stadia in that same vein where it is streaming? I don't know what it means for them to actually have games there. But I mean, if they're actually including it with the subscription, it would be good because their subscription price has been going up and up. And so these, depending on how they do it, will add price to it. Will add value to it. So it would at least justify in a way adding more to the price.
If they say that they don't want to charge extra for it, I think that's a very good way to start with it. That way people will try it. But Alan, I want to ask you something here because they also a data miner apparently found in Netflix's app code an image that shows a render of two DualSense controllers, which might indicate a partnership with PlayStation. What do you think if PlayStation starts releasing games on Netflix? Will that totally cancel their competition for Game Pass if they just have this partnership now?
I don't think that will cancel the competition. When you mentioned the PlayStation and Netflix, like the PlayStation image found in the data mine, and when it mentions that this would be like a streaming platform, I almost feel like it'd be a thing where on Netflix it would almost kind of integrate PlayStation Now and Netflix together. Like almost like you could have PlayStation Now as part of Netflix, or if you have Netflix, like say you pay money for Netflix, then say PlayStation Now adds a certain list of games or certain games every rotation or something become free if you have a Netflix account. So it's like, oh, you don't get everything on PlayStation Now, but if you have Netflix, you can play these games on PlayStation if you sync your Netflix account to this. Because you can already get the Netflix.
Incredible.
Because you can already have the Netflix app on your PlayStation, so you already have to sign into it via the PlayStation. So that makes sense to me. But in terms of the actual story, I would not play Netflix's game streaming service. If they ever give PlayStation Now, maybe I'm more inclined to give PlayStation Now a chance. But even with that, still probably not for me.
Yeah, because
are you thinking that they're gonna have their own kinds of games, or they're gonna be working with third parties?
Probably working with them. I'd say like when I mentioned the Now thing, because you know how like PlayStation Now like adds certain games every month, or like some games come on now and then some games leave. It'd be the same thing where like say they bring 20 games and say 5 of those are a part of the Netflix thing. So then those 5 you don't have to have PlayStation Now. You just can play those because you have Netflix. So it would almost kind of like add that as part of the service, I guess. Kind of like how PlayStation Plus, you have like, you can get this PS5 game, but then there's also PS4 games.
Yeah. That would be one way for them to do it, because Netflix, I don't know if they have the actual infrastructure to pull off actually streaming games. They can do movies, but streaming games is another huge different beast. They have to have actually specialized data centers for that. We maybe consoles, or maybe you can do it with PCs. I don't know, but if they were to actually partner with Sony, they could do that, and they could use the PS Now infrastructure, the Gaikai infrastructure that Sony has, and that could be one way to do it. But I don't know, jumping from what the data miners found to that, I think that image isn't enough for us to make the assumption that there is like an actual connection between partnership between Sony and Netflix. I think it could go more towards you can connect your controller to your TV, to your Netflix, and hey, we're showing you what a controller is. You can plug in your DualSense. Here's a picture of a DualSense.
That's probably like the advertisement for it, where you can start connecting your controller.
This is almost repeating it, but you know how obviously because you can have Netflix on your Xbox as well. What if this is almost a partnership between Sony and Netflix, where if you have Netflix on your PlayStation, you can do that, but not on Xbox. So then you're more inclined to buy PlayStations because then you can get these games via Netflix on your PlayStation. It's like, what about my Xbox? Sorry, this is a Sony partnership.
I think that would require Sony to pay a hefty amount of money to Netflix. Yeah,
probably.
They don't have for that. Because
I'm throwing it out there.
But that is what you brought up, Alan, about PlayStation Now being integrated into Netflix as their game streaming service. I think that would be a major boon to PlayStation, because then that adds in a huge subscriber base. I think even bigger than Game Pass. I think if they have that,
because Netflix is huge.
Yeah, of course, and having that sort of inclusion there, well, that's what my initial question was. Well, that is their response to Game Pass. That would be their response to Game Pass if that happened. They wouldn't have their own.
They have PS Now, which is kind of like.
No, but if it's through that if it's through that Netflix collection though, since so many people have Netflix, it might get you more intrigued to then kind of transition from like, oh, I have Netflix. Well, I kind of have PS Now, so you check it out and you're like, oh, there's all these other games that if I just do a slight upgrade to the premium edition of Now, I get even more games. It's like a baby step to get there.
Sure.
Yeah. I see. But that's coming off that data mine rumor that we're talking about.
Yeah. So, well, if Netflix does reveal a controller like Ignacio's, like if Netflix is like, hey, this is our Netflix controller, hopefully their face buttons aren't claustrophobic like the Steam Deck.
All the buttons one side, the both
analog. Both analog sticks on one side.
Yeah. So we had originally heard about this. Obviously, they were already in talks to start doing this. But this is now like a full-on thing that they're going to be doing, that they want to do by the end of 2021. And I think the fact that they're going to just, tack it onto the platform already rather than have a separate platform for video games, and not, I guess, initially not charge extra for it is I think it's awesome. It obviously interests me to try it because when you think about the competition, you have the what's the Facebook one? I forget what it's called.
Isn't it just Facebook Gaming?
No, wait. Is it Facebook or
no.
Google?
Google Stadia.
Stadia, yeah. Amazon Luna, totally uninterested in all of that. I'd never cared for any of those things. No. But then since I have Netflix, if that's just gonna if they're just gonna add a tab with video games, I'm like, okay, I'll try it. I'll see what it's like.
Yeah.
And
because everyone already has Netflix. Like, who doesn't have Netflix?
Exactly. So that first impression of it just being free, and then if it runs well, I think then they're gonna be definitely a major competitor with that. They just gotta pull it off right, because they're coming into an industry that is already it's already ruled by xCloud, and Stadia and Luna are just trying.
Well, that's the thing. It is that race for the cloud gaming is just starting. I wouldn't say that any platform is actually dominating because it is so new. xCloud just came out. Amazon Luna just came out. Stadia still chugging along as best as they can.
But if you had to say there was a leader right now out of all,
I wouldn't call anyone a leader.
You wouldn't call xCloud a leader?
No. But you could argue that maybe it is the best service. I do not think that right now we can call any of them a leader.
Yeah, but even with xCloud though, like that's not just its own thing. Like that's still a part of a big name though. It's not just, oh hey, this separate thing. Like Netflix is a big thing, but they're not part of gaming. xCloud is still like, it might not be amazing right now, but it still has a big name behind it.
Yeah, but
and they're known for games.
It just came out, so I don't know what the install base already is of people actually using now xCloud. If I had to say who has the most people using it right now, I would say maybe PS Now, since it has been going on the longest, and we know that PS Now doesn't have bad numbers. Even though people do not talk about PS Now still has a lot of subscribers.
Yeah.
So right now, I think that it is too early in the race. The race is just starting, and
I say that from the standpoint of hearing about xCloud the most.
Yeah.
Over Luna and Stadia.
Yeah.
Obviously, we hear about Stadia, but everything we hear about Stadia is how people are leaving the company. So
gives a new meaning to Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
So we'll see, obviously, how Netflix does with that. And hopefully it's great. Always pulling for that.
Boy.
Oh shit, guys! I X'd out the show notes.
Wow.
Number 4, right? We're on number 4.
3.
Number 3. Number 3. Persona 25th anniversary. This comes from Michael McWhirter over at Polygon. This September marks the 25th anniversary of the Persona role-playing game series, and Atlus cannot be accused of under-celebrating the event. The developer is teasing 7 Persona-related project announcements, the first of which will be revealed sometime in September. I have not played Persona. Did you guys play Persona?
Nope.
Oh yeah.
Why did you? Alan, right? So you're a Persona guy.
Yeah, I've never played the original Personas, but I've been on board since Persona 3. Like I played 3, 4, 5, Royal. The only I think modern Persona game I haven't played is I haven't played Strikers yet. But
what about Dancing All Night?
Yeah, I have those. I played 4 before, but I'm not the biggest music rhythm guy. That's more Amy's department. But I'm gonna play him because Persona's got some sick jams.
Do you think they're gonna announce a Persona 6 here?
I don't think they're gonna announce Persona 6. No, because I saw I saw this article on Twitter where it was a thing covering it, where Atlus did confirm that it's gearing up to develop Persona 6. So I think it's far too early to announce Persona 6, but it was a thing that Atlus confirmed that it's gearing up to develop the game, and they acknowledged that they feel an immense pressure to surpass Persona 5.
Oh, I bet.
This event, I do not think we're gonna get any kind of Persona 6 announcement or anything else. It might just be a thing of like more like a worldwide, like, hey, we're gearing up to develop Persona 6, but don't expect that for a long time. I've been seeing a lot of stuff. The biggest thing I've been seeing for a long time, and even recently with this popping up, is everyone wants one of two things. They want either a remaster, remake, whatever, of Persona 3, or a remaster / remake of Persona 2. Because Persona 2 is a very fan favorite game of the original series. So fun fact, Persona 3, Persona is known for having those social links of spending time with your friends. That was introduced in Persona 3. Persona 2 and 1 and 2 don't have that feature. And Persona 3, it's very rough around the edges because they just introduced it. So seeing Persona 3 kind of get this like tweaks, quality of life upgrades, and improvements that Persona 4 had, and obviously Persona 5 has, would be amazing. Or having Persona 2 enhanced with all the exact same things, but even more akin to 4 and 5 or 5. People want this. I think it was like a couple of years ago, Atlus sent out like a survey that people could go into where you could select or write down what you wanted to see most in the future from Atlus. And the two biggest things that people voted for was a Persona 3 and Persona 2. So those are the two things that people want. So like, I don't know what Atlus could announce, but those are the two things people want more than anything. So we'll probably, and I swear to God, if they announce, I seen a meme where they're gonna announce Persona 5 Arena, like the fighting game that Persona 4 had. Like, hey, here's another Persona spin-off game. Like, no, we have enough of those, Atlas. It's something else. It's like when you go somewhere and you're like, hey, can I want this breakfast food, and they're like, you know what? Sorry, we don't have breakfast food. So you have to get something else. But you're a breakfast place. Like, I want the main game. Can't have that. Or maybe because I'm rambling.
I see. So
Shin Megami Tensei 5 for PlayStation.
They're not having like a dedicated event. They're just revealing stuff across these next few months, I believe. Is that what this says here?
Yeah, it will take
I think so.
Yeah, the septet of announcements stretches out as far as autumn 2022, apparently. So they're just going to be revealing stuff as time goes on, and the first one is this September. So yeah, seven new announced Persona games coming sometime soon. The announcements, not the games. So
again, just Persona 2, Persona 3, and then 5 spin-off games. Whatever.
Those are gonna be the first two.
I still think that they're. I think that they will announce the next Persona game. Especially if it is.
No,
if it is one.
Yeah.
If they have 7 announcements and the last one is 1 year out.
No, but that's what I'm saying. They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna announce Persona 6. They're just gonna say that they're working on it. But that's all you're gonna get. You're just gonna have that acknowledgement that it's happening. You're not going to get anything substantial. You're not going to get like a colors theme or anything.
One of the things that I was hearing from a Persona fan was what they could do is just release that tone announcement. Like, what's the tone of the game? What's the vibe of the game? What, like, do that thing, not just reveal that you're working on it, but kind of set the mood for what it will be.
I mean, one thing people also want from the next main Persona game, they want the option to play as a female main character. That's the other big thing they want.
That'd be a good one. You know what's another good option?
What?
Number 4, the NPD.
Killing
very
it.
Bad, very bad segue.
That's all right.
Very bad.
There was nothing else.
All right. NPD for June, my friends. Not a lot of news this week. That's why we're putting in the NPD here, just to waste your time and talk about.
I like talking about the NPD numbers. It's always
fun. Yeah. You know how it is.
It's always fun. Come on.
Yeah, Ignacio's numbers.
What a nerd. What a nerd.
And stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Says the guy who played so many Persona games.
Who, me?
Yeah, Gino, you played many Persona games. You were the one talking about Persona this whole time. Yeah.
Let me read here the top 10 for June 2021, retail and digital. That's the only list I'll read. And then we have some little tidbits, some little bullet points here. So these are the top 10 selling video games for June 2021, retail and digital. I'll start from number 10. Number 10, Mortal Kombat 11. And number 9, Spider-Man Miles Morales. Number 8, Minecraft. Number 7, Mario Kart 8. Number 6, Resident Evil Village. Number 5, Scarlet Nexus. Look at that. Number 4, MLB The Show 21. Interesting. Number 3, Mario Golf Super Rush. Number 2, Black Ops Cold War. And number 1, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, best-selling game for June.
Yeah.
Of course, the Switch games here, Mario Golf and Mario Kart 8, not digital sales. No digital sales included. And another interesting one, MLB The Show, Xbox Game Pass or whatever downloads not included.
Digital sales not included.
That is still number 4 being on PlayStation. So that's pretty interesting there.
Still super incredible. Mario Kart 8 still continues to sell like crazy.
That's why they will not put out a Mario Kart 9 anytime soon.
Man.
Exactly.
The game still selling.
Buying Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
And then a few little bullet points here. The Xbox Series X and S and Nintendo Switch came out on top, depending on how you count. The Xbox Series X and S was the best-selling hardware platform in dollar sales for the month of June, while Nintendo Switch led in unit sales. Nintendo Switch was the best-selling hardware platform during 2021's first half in both dollar and unit sales. And PlayStation 5 remains the fastest unit-selling console hardware platform in the U.S. history for lifetime sales through 8 months on the market, excluding portable. So there you have it. Numbers and calculations from the NPD. Anything you want to add, Ignacio, here?
Yeah, some interesting numbers. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart being at number 1, it being a PS5 exclusive, which it means it is on the PS5, which are still hard to find. That's still very impressive that it is number 1. So yeah, that game sold.
I'd be interested to see what percentage of PlayStation 5 owners bought Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart.
Yeah.
It has to be a high percentage. And
yeah,
looking at this,
it's like the upper percent.
Yeah, and it is clear that people that are buying PS5s, they are buying games because Spider-Man Miles Morales is number 9 here, up from 12 last month.
Yeah, but that's also on PS4 though, so that's not.
Yeah,
like Ratchet's only on PS5. That's the
Ratchet
thing.
is only on PS5, but I think that I think Miles Morales is more tied to the PS5 than on PS4. I think it is. So I think that as people are buying the PS5, I think that that's when they are buying Miles Morales.
Yeah,
I think that's why it's still doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as time goes on, more people get PS5s because they keep releasing slowly more stock over time. So it makes sense that PS5's not selling crazy numbers really quickly because it's only selling quickly when it finally comes back into stock. So right when PS5's coming to stock, it sells out.
Yeah, they're selling all that they have.
Like
they can't sell more.
It's also good to see Scarlet Nexus here, which is those kinds of games. Those Bandai Namco games are more niche. Not a lot of people do buy them as often as we think, but seeing it at number 5 top 10 selling in June is
one cool thing is that when
really
you bought
good.
Scarlet Nexus, inside it has a booklet saying that there is going to be a Scarlet Nexus anime too, so maybe that's also getting people to buy it. Some like maybe anime fans are like, man, I want to play the game. That's why they're
buying it to know that an anime is coming.
I'm just saying, maybe people heard about the anime and they're like, I'm buying the game.
Shit, I need confirmation that the anime is coming out.
Yeah. Bunch of weebs, dude. So there you go, the NPD for June 2021. And that, my friends, is all the big news for this week. Not too much, just that the Stream Deck with the interchangeable faceplates. And that's pretty much it, to be honest with you. But take us, Alan, into new and notable.
Well, sadly, with a shorter news story, we have a lot of bad news in the new and notable. So we've only got 4 of these, and they're all bad. Riders Republic was delayed again to October 28th of, I assume, this year, obviously, 2021.
Yeah.
Rainbow Six Siege Extraction was delayed to January 2022. Ghostwire Tokyo delayed to early 2022. And Just Cause Mobile, you guessed it, delayed to 2022. Wow.
Oh, let me add one here.
Okay. A lot of delays.
New World beta, if you pre-order the MMO, the Amazon, comes out on the 20th. So at the time you're hearing this, the New World beta is out now.
All right.
For 2 whole weeks if you have pre-ordered the game.
Are you going to play the beta? Do you know?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Well, at least, Gino, thank you for giving us that little bit of sparkle of good news in the new and notable.
Of course.
So with that, the new and notable is old and noted because unlike most of these games, new and notable was not delayed. So now we're going to go into the lightning round with Ignacio.
Okay, number 1, Cyberpunk 2077, which recently came back to the PlayStation Store, was June's best-selling game on the PlayStation Store after only 9 days. So dang. I guess even bad press is good press.
Wow. Yeah, that's so
yeah.
I wonder if people thought, like, if there's some people out there that thought it was just a new game.
Sure.
Oh, hey, look at this.
I wish we could see the sales of where people bought the game on PlayStation.
I think it's mainly, well, I mean, it is the PS4 version only with PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we wouldn't be able to see if they bought them on next consoles.
Man.
Right?
How many people bought it on a base PS4?
Well, please, if you bought it, do not play it on a base PS4. Sony told you not to.
Yeah.
I'm like getting more interested in actually now playing this game when it does come out for PS5.
You're falling
maybe
for
it.
It is supposedly a great game, but again, like I've said before many times, it is the tale of two games. There's the Cyberpunk 2077 for consoles, which sucks, and then there's Cyberpunk 2077 for PC, which is a great game.
I'm gonna play. You know what I'm gonna play it on, Ignacio? On my Steam Deck.
It might run
There
very
you
well.
go. Yeah, I'm gonna play it
Not
on my Steam Deck.
720p.
I
That's
hope
where it runs the best.
I hope you do, and I want you to tell that experience.
I will.
Next up, Ghost of Tsushima's Iki Island expansion might add about 15 to 20 hours of gameplay. This according to a QA tester. So if this news is true, that's one hefty expansion to it, and I cannot wait to actually delve back into Ghost of Tsushima.
Are you really quick, Ignacio? Are you gonna replay all of Ghost on PS5?
No, I'm not gonna replay it all of it. I've actually been having that itch to go back and play Ghost of Tsushima, but I have to stop myself because the next gen version is close, and I want to play it there.
Yeah, me too. I never finished it. Like I never cleaned up the map. So I'm gonna wait for the PS5 upgrade to then clean up the map and then hop into Iki.
I'm playing
Iki Island.
I'm playing this game from the raw beginning. I've already platinumed it. I'm playing it again.
Oh, nice, dude. What a
you might be able to just transfer your save and get the platinum just like that.
Yeah, but I want to play it. Ignacio, the game was beautiful, my dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that game's awesome, dude.
I want my eyes to feel something that they've never felt before.
Do you want to see that title screen pop up again?
Yeah,
I want to do it. Yeah.
I'll be like that meme from SpongeBob where the guy's eyes are burning because it's so beautiful.
It is so beautiful. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Speaking of
I'm the QA. I'm the QA tester, is what I'm saying, though. I'm the QA tester.
Well, thanks, Gino.
So I tried it. Yeah.
Thank you.
And it may be because the one little glitch that I had took me 10 hours to fix. You know, that's why I think it's long. But
I am still skeptical of the 15 to 20 hours because of the news story that came out about the Avengers expansion, which also someone came out saying that it was like 20 hours, but that turned out to be including the base game. So I'm a bit skeptical because
who does that?
15 to 20 hours is very long for an expansion, so I'll believe it when I see it.
The base
I think it means
not even 15, 20 hours.
But does it mean 15, 20 hours story or 15, 20 hours content?
I feel like it's completion. I feel like
I think it's
I
content,
feel like
yeah.
15, 20 is completion, and then for actual story, it's probably maybe like 10 to 15, maybe.
Yeah.
7, 8 hours.
Yeah.
Still, would be pretty long. Speaking of beautiful, Nickelodeon's All-Star Brawl got announced.
Yes.
So you'll finally be able to duke it out with your favorite Nickelodeon characters like Nigel Thornberry and I don't know who else is there. Patrick Stone.
Invader Zim. Let's go around the circle here right now. Yep. What's your first DLC character you want to see added? Mine.
Not even thinking about base game. It has to be DLC.
Yeah, mine is Peppa Pig.
Oh God!
Yeah, Peppa Pig.
I want Vicky from the Fairly Odd Parents.
You know who I was thinking of too? I was thinking of Doug Dimmadome with the big hat.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Doug Dimmadome with the big hat being added.
I wonder if Crimson Chin is in there.
Who?
Crimson Chin.
Oh.
Crimson Chin is from
what about
Timmy Turner, right? That's from.
Yeah, Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah.
It's the comic book character guy.
Yeah, that would be such a. Why wouldn't they?
Hey, Ignacio, what's Crimson Chin's mortal enemy in the comics from the show?
I don't know
the dark version of Crimson Chin.
The dark version of Crimson.
I don't want to say his name because it's the meme of what it sounds like.
That's also why I do not want to see.
Yeah.
Oh, you know who I want to see? Jimmy Neutron.
What? Isn't he gonna be in it?
Wait, is Jimmy Neutron Nickelodeon?
If their roster isn't.
Jimmy
So,
Neutron,
okay.
yeah, Jimmy Neutron's Nickelodeon. Oh yeah, because they did crossover event with Timmy
he was
Turner.
on he was on the cover
Yeah.
art. I already got my main cat dog.
Cat Dog. He's not
How
in
are
the
you
game,
gonna fight?
No, they said someone told me he was on the cover art.
but he's not in the game. Well, maybe he's in the game, but he's not a fighter. He's not one of the
Well,
fighters.
I
But
want him
just
to
saw
be.
the list.
Well, if he's not a fighter, I want cat dog then.
He's probably a trophy assist trophy. But
Oh no! What'd you do, Ignacio? You
just
messed up the
left.
recording. Ignacio, you have to close that.
God damn it, Ignacio! You ruined
son
everything.
You son of a bitch.
You ruined everything, and now
That's-
you're muted. Let's move on. Let's move
Good.
on.
It crashed.
Oh, okay.
Give me-
Wow.
Computer crashed.
No,
Wow.
it was Discord. I don't know why. It
Video watchers, that was 1000% Ignacio's fault.
All right, let's move on to the next one, Ignacio.
I was still looking out for the.
No, okay. Well, then
The
the
theme
next.
for Fall Guys Season 5 is Jungle Adventure, coming off of Space Galaxy World.
boy.
Season 5 is Jungle Adventure, so there you go. That's the theme for Fall Guys Season 5. Chugging along, everybody playing it still.
Good.
Next up here.
Haven't played it in a while. Okay,
Yeah.
so here I have every confirmed character to be
Okay.
playable
Okay.
in Nickelodeon's All-Star Brawlers. So we
Let's
have Helga from Hey Arnold. That's an interesting pick. Danny
Hell
Phantom from Danny Phantom,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which is good. Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob SquarePants.
Of course.
Makes sense. Seam from Invader Zim.
Yeah.
Nigel Thornberry from the Wild Thornberries. That's
Incredible.
interesting.
That's what everyone's hyped about.
Michelangelo-
Smashing.
Michelangelo and Leonardo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Great.
SpongeBob from SpongeBob. Patrick from SpongeBob. Reptar from Rugrats.
Nice.
Lincoln Loud from The Loud House. Lucy Loud from The Loud House. Oblina from Our Real Monsters. And Powdered Toast Man from Ren and Stimpy.
Wow.
Incredible.
Wow.
So no
Incredible.
Crimson Chin.
I'm excited to see it. Like, I want them to add even the live action Nickelodeon shows too. Like, let me get
Like
some
iCarly.
iCarly.
I want
Let me get
I want Drake and Josh to be a dual character.
Yeah.
Well, we can't have Drake because that guy's
Oh yeah, that's right. I want Josh then.
whatever.
I want Josh then.
They probably had him already, but set up for it, but then they took him out.
It's just Josh
Yeah.
then.
Who else? There's another one.
his
Gibby.
His final smash is hug me.
Fucking bad, dude.
Moving on. The Xbox controller could get DualSense-like features in the future, according to one Phil Spencer in an interview/not interview with Kinda Funny.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hard hitting interview there from Kind of Funny.
Yeah.
So good job on them.
It's always so funny seeing when news articles get written about stuff that they get talked about there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That's
All
pretty
right.
We talked about it a little bit before. The Marvel's Avengers expansion for War from Wakanda is coming out soon. So we got confirmation that the Kratos voice actor is going to voice Black Panther in the upcoming Marvel's Avengers expansion.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
that's good for
It's a
good
solid-
for
it's a solid
Marvel
pick.
Avengers. That's good for the game.
Boy.
Maybe this is what turns it around for the game.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Next up, Lost Judgment might be the last game in the series. So I actually have
Really, Ignacio?
What?
Oh no! But I just got
yeah.
into it. I just got into it.
You haven't even started.
I've got Judgment added to my wish list, so when that baby goes on sale, buy.
Just play Yakuza 0, man.
No, Yakuza 0 sucks, Ignacio. Sorry.
So what's going on?
It
in
didn't
Lost
suck. You
Judgment?
like it. What are you talking about? You platinumed a game that you hated, and you
What's
want
going on
to
with Lost Judgment, Ignacio?
Yeah,
Freaking
yeah.
tell me.
what's going on?
Here I have an article from Screen Run, and it says, as reported by BGC, Japan entertainment outlet Nikan Taishu claims that Johnny and Associates, the talent agency representing the actor Takuya Kimura, who both voices the Agami in the Japanese dub and provides his in-game likeness, is blocking Lost Judgment from being released on Steam due to not wanting Kimura to appear in PC games. The reason for this mindset are still unknown at the time, but the most likely one provided is that PCs have uniform and direct access to the internet, hypothetically making it easier to pirate Kimura's image. Ultimately, Johnny and Associates' stance may cause Sega to pull the plug on Judgment sub-franchise entirely after Lost Judgment's 2021 launch.
Damn, that's wild.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yep. So we can't play Lost Judgment on the Steam Deck.
No.
Apparently not.
Sorry, Gino.
Yeah, just exclusive to console. Sorry,
wow.
Yeah, so I hope that they actually stop pursuing the Steam version so that they can keep on making Judgment games, because now that the Yakuza series has gone into turn-based, Judgment is the only one keeping up with the original gameplay, which I love.
Don't worry, Ignacio. They're not gonna stop.
I hope so. I hope so, man. And finally, we have here some sad news. No Star Wars at EA Play.
All right, so, cancel EA Play. Don't watch it.
Damn. So no EA Jedi Play. Fallen Order 2.
No Jedi Fallen Order 2. No Battlefront 3. No Star Wars Racers Episode 1 Part 2.
God dang it.
Well, good thing I wasn't going to watch EA Play anyways.
Really? Battlefield 2042? You're not excited for that one?
No.
Oh. So let's see. That's all we got for the lightning round, my friends, and that's all we got for this week of Crossplay. Alan, you're not excited for Battlefield 2042. What are you excited for this week?
I'm excited to go to my Digimon card tournament tomorrow to kick some ass. I'm bringing some friends this time. And I'm excited to play more Guilty Gear and maybe work up the courage to play some online matches and get my booty spanked.
Nice.
But not in a sexy way, in the mean way.
Yeah.
What
about continuing A Plague Tale Innocence?
Oh yeah, and that too on stream.
Okay. Good.
Gino, also on stream at the beginning of it, I turned the adaptive triggers and the vibration on.
Ooh, yeah. That's one thing that I wanna.
No, you already lost it. It's too late.
It has good DualSense integration.
Okay, well, cool.
Yeah, I saw that you were streaming it, Alan, but I was streaming at the same time, so I was like, damn, I want to see him play Plague Tale.
Why didn't we co-op stream it?
Because I wasn't playing Plague Tale. I was playing. What do you think I was playing?
You were playing the exclusive beta for the Peppa Pig PS4 game.
Yeah, exactly. Hard hitting there. Ignacio, what are you excited for this week, my friend?
I'm excited to play more Metal Gear Solid.
And
that's it?
What about Plague Tale? You got crafting. Okay. You can kill people. You kill people with the sling.
Metal Gear Solid.
Sounds good. So I guess I'll say what I'm excited for here, since Kyle's not here.
Don't say Final Fantasy 14. You can't cheat.
He doesn't like to hear my excitement for things, apparently. Okay. New World. I just mentioned it. New World. The beta is opening this Tuesday. But unfortunately, on Tuesday, I will be at my little cousin's quinceañera.
Congrats!
So we're going to be celebrating that, and then Wednesday, when I return, I will hop into New World. So unfortunately, I will miss the first day, unless I decide to just take my laptop and play.
The first day to the rest of your life, the new opportunity for a new obsession.
Exactly. I've already played New World before, and it's freaking incredible.
Well, happy early quinceañera, though.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Her. She says thank you.
I bet she does.
Yeah, I just told her. But Alan, where can the people find you on the internet?
You can find me tweeting about being bad at games at Twitter at Alan Busby. That is AlanBusbee, or as my parents always said, Busy Bee, drop the Y. And I also stream games at Twitch at twitch.tv/AzurePKK.
Cool. Sounds good. Ignacio, where can the people find you currently, where you're located right now?
Well, they can go to the street and They can find me on Twitter at Ignacio Rojas B. That's IGNACIOROJASB.
Awesome.
Gino, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Gino_VTerry. You know how to spell that. I know you do. And you can find me on Instagram at VTerryGino. I know you know how to spell that as well.
You can find him on Twitch at GinoVii.
At GinoVii.
No consistency.
No, anywhere else? What about on TikTok?
Gino_VTerry anywhere?
I actually don't know what my TikTok is.
Wow.
I think it's Gino_VI.
I was gonna say it's probably GIVTerry NO. It's probably like VTerry in the middle of Gino.
They're all different. I probably should consolidate that.
Yeah.
But if you guys like what you heard today,
before we go,
why are you interrupting?
Wow.
I'm just gonna address the elephant in the room that isn't here. Kyle never came back.
Oh yeah, Kyle didn't come back from getting his Arby's nuggets.
Oh my god, yeah, I didn't. I forgot about him.
Well,
do you guys think he got his Arby's?
Maybe.
I think he probably got a flat tire.
Hold on.
Yeah.
He probably got a flat tire.
No, he didn't send a message on Discord.
Didn't text me either.
Yeah, weird.
I mean, I guess
this officially marks the first Crossplay episode ever that Kyle isn't a part of.
Yeah.
And all because he wanted nuggets.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he was starving.
Yeah.
Such a bad excuse to miss your show for the first time.
Wow.
Yeah. And he said he was going to be here too.
Yeah.
Which is kind of annoying. That's like a really bad thing to do.
I can't believe he wasn't committed enough. But Gino, I know you said you were starving, but thank you for being here. Glad you could stick to your commitment.
Yeah, I'm starving. If you guys like what you heard here, you can find us all at the Whatnauts on your podcast platform of choice, YouTube, Facebook, I believe, and
Twitter,
Twitch, and Twitch. There you have it, my friends. But today, this has been Crossplay, and you guys have been played. You guys love that one, right?
I love it so much.